Good evening and welcome to the State of the District for the new ninth. I am your host and your Alderwoman, Chantia Lewis, and I am excited that you are joining us tonight for an overview and some beautiful insight on what we've got going on here in the new ninth. So sit back, relax, but not too much because we want you to engage in the conversation and get your questions ready, jot them down. And when you have a question, type it in the chat. But we are going to start off with an overview video of where we were, what we're doing now, and where we're going. So tune in because it's going to be a great time. Hello, I'm Alderwoman Chantia Lewis. Please come along with me as I begin the state of the district by guiding you through the pages of the new ninth and how we've come to this important part in our history. To understand the transformation of the new ninth, we need to first briefly examine the former Northridge Mall and the massive impact it has had and will continue to have on nearly everything, and especially life and commerce in the district. When Northridge Mall closed in 2003, it's as if a massive dead hole was foisted upon the 9th District and the Northwest Side. The building was vacant and the 100 acres were no longer buzzing with shoppers. A dark string of years would also follow for the immediate area, almost a domino effect with several stores closing for good, including Target, Walmart, Walgreens, Circuit City, Toys R Us, Stein Mart, AJ Wright, Office Depot, and Dunham's. The Northridge property would remain that way until 2017, when a new energy and a new purpose to bring change would emerge to forge a dynamic new ninth. Leading the charge, the city has taken a strong stance to the courts, urging the foreign owners of the main structure to demolish the dormant and dangerously deteriorating structure. The bottom line, change for the better will be coming to the former Northridge property. With a spirit of entrepreneurship and progress, the greater New Ninth has not waited for the inevitable transformation of the former Northridge property. The areas surrounding the property have been changing and evolving. We have seen developments and new businesses flourish during the past several years, and the momentum has been fueled by residents, business owners, and city departments working to provide the tools for growth and a newly energized business improvement district. The momentum soon led to a groundbreaking design charrette. I sponsored legislation that was approved by the council that partnered the Department of City Development with the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee's Community Solutions Group. In 2017, they explored redevelopment ideas that could further help transform the new ninth. In the end, the design charrette was powerful, telling us how we could spark innovation in our district and how to rebrand and reinvigorate the Granville area. From planning, we moved to action, working to generate excitement and energy for those entrepreneurs and new business owners who could help us bring new businesses and new commercial endeavors to the new ninth. The new energy includes the recent conversion of the former Target store, 8501 West Brown Deer Road, into a new facility for district mainstay, Midwest Refrigerated Services Incorporated. The company expanded further into the new ninth from its facility already located on West County Line Road. Great additional investment and job opportunities being provided by an employer who knows the value of doing business in the new ninth. Transmission Remanufacturing Company, ETE Reman, has also shown a strong commitment to the new ninth, expanding its facilities in the district at locations on North 76th Street and West Brown Deer Road inside the former Toys R Us and Walmart. National chain Captain D's restaurant broke into Milwaukee for the first time in the new ninth. And Dunkin' Donuts came back to the district after more than a decade. And we welcomed a Mexican restaurant, El Tenampa, coming into the district for the first time in many years. As both the Midwest Refrigerated Services and ETE Remen Stories show, the new Ninth is especially welcoming to light industrial businesses and has many great companies that flourish here, providing great job opportunities to the new Ninth residents. The Business Builder Summit in 2017 brought networking opportunities and informative presentations to the new Ninth as we partnered with host Direct Supply. Business owners and experts with experience across the public and private sectors came together to share valuable information and expertise centered on entrepreneurship. Aspiring and existing business owners had the opportunity to present their best business pitch for the chance to win more than $10,000 in cash prizes and startup expenses. Lush Gourmet Popcorn was our unforgettable winner of the competition. We've come a long way since 2016, and we're not slowing down. Our work is coming to fruition on several key developments. The sparkling new Milwaukee Public Library at 77th and Good Hope opened on July 29, 2020. The branch is a $6.35 million investment in the neighborhood and replaces the former Mill Road Branch Library. At 18,400 square feet, the Good Hope Library is the third largest branch in the system, offering users a state-of-the-art facility, including the only 3D printer capabilities in the library system, with a beautiful outdoor space to match. A great new place for pet care, dogs, and cats, including daycare, grooming, and boarding right here in the new Ninth. The Social Development Commission Satellite Office is now open in the district for the first time, providing a number of community resources. During the past several years, Direct Supply has improved and expanded its campus on North Industrial Road, investing tens of millions of dollars in its people and assets in the new Ninth. The most recent campus addition, the Direct Supply Wellness Center, completed in 2018, was an investment that was a multi-million-dollar project. The revitalization and stabilization of this important residential hub in the new Ninth has included a new basketball court and park, a regular series of educational and entertainment events, locked-in activities that support youth, job training programs, job fairs, a food pantry, a clothing bank, and more. As a 9/11 era U.S. Air Force vet, the Tiny Homes for Veterans Project has been near and dear to my heart. The Tiny Homes Initiative is bringing 48 homes and a community center to land located just west of North 60th Street and south of West Greentree Road in the new Ninth. Veterans are expected to start moving into their new homes in 2022. Each home will be approximately 240 square feet, and each will include a half bathroom. The community center will be 10,000 square feet and will house the showers, additional restrooms, a kitchen, and a common area. The goal is to give the veterans their personal space while providing a common area where they can gather, socialize, and receive services. The Unarmed First Responders Task Force, an initiative that I helped create, is officially underway. Our goal with this task force is to improve unarmed response to calls for service that do not involve threats to public safety. Working with the Milwaukee Police Department, block watch groups, businesses, and other partners, we have worked to step up public safety efforts and enhancements across the new Ninth. The area is one of the key satellites of the Promise Zone project, bringing increased MPD and city resource offerings. Last, new MPD traffic safety unit patrols have targeted reckless driving and traffic safety, all in an effort to better protect the safety of commuters and pedestrians. Cream City Boxing and Restaurant embraces what can be part of the future of the exciting business mix in the new Ninth. Located at 5132 West Mill Road, the gym and restaurant provides a perfect combination for those looking for a healthy workout and a meal or drinks afterward. As we look to the future of the new Ninth, I want to highlight what I believe will be a historic, bustling hub of commerce, entrepreneurial enterprise, and economic success, the Granville Connection. If you are a new business, you need to be a part of the movement and action. The process begins with an application you can download from the Granville Bid website at granvillebusiness.org. Together, we have the power to continue to transform the new ninth. These were just some of the examples of the new life that has come to the district. There are many other projects in the pipeline. Thank you for your help and your support. God bless you and God bless the new ninth. Well, I hope you enjoyed that overview. And before we get started into the further presentation, I want to just ask you that if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're logging in at any point, I want you to use the hashtag New Ninth MKE, hashtag NEW, the number 9 THMKE. Let us know that you attended tonight and follow along as we go throughout this evening. And so tonight we are just going to take a brief pause to introduce our departments, but I want to say that don't forget to type your questions in the chat box and we will get to them during the Q&A time. And tonight we are going to give out some information. This is purely informational, and then we will answer a few questions at the end. If you need to get a hold of my office, we will give you the information at the end of the session tonight. For questions and problems and concerns. But if you have questions in regards to what you're hearing tonight, how excited you are, and how you can get involved, and if you have a question for the department, feel free to log in your question in the chat, and then we can get moving with that. So first and foremost, I say new ninth because we have rebranded, because as you can see, we are still busy and there are more projects yet to come. So we are still the new ninth. So I want to take a moment and to introduce the panel for tonight. And we will go by department to department and they will introduce themselves and give a quick overview and then leave you with some information on how you can engage with them, get involved, or get more information from them. So first, we will start with the Department of Public Works and the representation. So make sure you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the program and how people can get involved with you, but give us a nugget that we can take away.
Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Smith. I am the Sanitation Area Manager for the North Side for Sanitation. Our industrial road location would be 6732 North Industrial Road. We handle your garbage, your recycling, your street sweeping, your leaf collection. We're also the drop-off center, which is located at 6660 North Industrial Road. And in the winter, also handling your snow plowing efforts. With the city of Milwaukee, we are obviously trying to keep all of our neighborhoods clean, safe, and a working environment for all, that we can be proud of the services that we provide. The city of Milwaukee is able to provide services at 286 City, and that number is 286-2489. Any type of services that you would need in regards to any sanitation concerns or issues, you can call that number at 286 City. It will go into our queue, and we will obviously come out, take a look at whatever services are needed, make a recommendation or any corrections that needed to be made at that location, and handle our services as quick as possible. We usually handle most service requests usually within 24 to 48 hours. If there's anything more than that, we would probably put some notations into it of why it wasn't handled in that time period. But at the same point in time, it is a way to reach out to us to inform us of any situation that you may have going on in your neighborhood. And we are happy to come out and service that request and try to get you a resolution as fast as possible. Again, my name is Jeffrey Smith, and I am the Sanitation Area Manager. So the one thing I can say is those people that are definitely concerned and involved, that 286 City number is a direct line and a direct situation for us to come out and handle your problems and situation as fast as possible.
All right, thank you. And then I will just add that if you have the app, you can use your app as well. If you are a techie person and you like to get it done fast, you can use your app, the Milwaukee app, download it from the App Store, and you can upload pictures and complaints from right from your phone. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. And next we have the Department of Neighborhood Services.
Good evening. I'm Inspector Eubanks for the City of Milwaukee Department of Neighborhood Services. And what we do, we work on private property. DPW works for public property. We do all the inspections for public property. So what we do, we're concerned with the safe and welfare of the entire City of Milwaukee residents and people who work in the city. So we do our fire inspections. We do inspections on residential, commercial buildings. Our trade inspectors inspect electrical, plumbing, construction, new construction. So we do everything. Everything from nuisance for cars, pets, garbage that's on private property. You would call 286 City and they would direct you to the DNS department. We also do many services with helping residents get loans and grants through the city to make repairs to their homes.
Thank you. And next we will have the Milwaukee Police Department.
Hi, my name is Lieutenant Ray Bradgett. I'm the Early Shift Lieutenant for District 4. I believe you guys are familiar with most of our services, but we do work with the members of the community to ensure that you guys have a safe place to live, work, and play.
And thank you for that, Lieutenant. And I will also say that if you are in District 4, which if you're in the new ninth, you're in District 4, but you may be watching this and you're not in District 4, but I wanted to introduce to you our amazing community liaisons. I always say that they should be training others because they are the very best of the best. And we could not be as efficient and amazing as we are in this district without Officer Carrie and Officer Tracy. So I wanted to, they're not coming over. But just know we have two of the most amazing community liaison officers in the district, in the police district. So if you have block watch issues, concerns, if you want to start a block watch, if you just want to do have some neighborhood concerns, absolutely reach out to our community liaison officers because they will be in the community and they will help to resolve issues for you. So thank you so much for that. And next we have the Milwaukee Fire Department.
Good evening. My name is Joshua Parrish. I'm joined by Assistant Chief Russell Rivard. We're here to represent the Milwaukee Fire Department. We are a all hazards response agency. So essentially any emergency that doesn't involve a law enforcement component, the fire department typically handles, from car accidents to fuel leaks, actual structure fires. And we also provide and manage a majority of the city's emergency medical response. So a little over 80% of our call volume is actually medical incidents ranging from cuts and scrapes and bruises all the way up through cardiac arrest, traumatic events, and so on and so forth. In addition to those services that we offer on an emergent basis, we also do a lot of prevention work in the community. Our fire prevention work is incredibly famous, incredibly long lasting, everything from the Survival Life House that every kid still loves and adores from 2nd and 5th grade, all the way up through our smoke detector programming. We still allow citizens to access and get smoke detectors installed in their houses by calling 286-8980. Very recently, we've moved into the preventative medicine space, doing some community paramedic work, assessing and working with patients with chronic conditions, patients who have high utilization throughout the healthcare system, and also working very recently with the health department on the COVID pandemic, utilizing our EMTs and our paramedics to help administer vaccines and collect samples for testing. And then, into that future space, looking to really establish our research presence to really work on some of the issues that continue to plague the community in chronic health and disease, looking at better ways to utilize our 911 response system, and then also just to continue to optimize our presence in the community, whether that be partnering with community organizations, getting out and enjoying some of the marvelous assets that the city has to offer, or just all in all being good neighbors and good residents. So happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation and forward to the rest of the meeting.
And before I turn it over, Chief, can you talk about smoke detectors?
Absolutely. So, we actually saw, an uptick in fires, especially, over the pandemic and over the, incredibly harsh winter that we had. Smoke detectors continue to be important. Like I said, As both us and the police department, we are a response agency, but we really don't want to be in that business. We prefer that people not need our services. We continue to really emphasize the importance of smoke detectors in the home. It is a great early alert and early warning tool. They truly do save lives. And we can encourage people that, hey, if you have an incident that goes off, we are still more than happy to come out and handle it as well. So it is a tool that does a great job of saving lives, saves property. It's one of the best prevention items that you can have. And like I said, we're continuing to install those throughout the pandemic to city residents who need them in their houses. And that service can be accessed with our phone number, which is 286-8980. You leave a voice message with your name, phone number, address. That hotline works in both English and Spanish, and we'll get a company out and get that installed for you.
And give us the number one more time, Chief.
Absolutely. It's 414-286-8980.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm sorry, Dr. Jones, before we do that, I want to go back to the police department because there's one thing that I did want you to touch on, and that's how do you report a nuisance property?
I'm sorry, before you do that, we've got a couple of comments that they can't hear.
Oh, because of the mic. Okay, so we'll use the mic.
Introduce yourself again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Lieutenant Ray Bratchett, and I work at the District 4 Police Station. So the question was, how do you report a nuisance property? There's multiple ways you can do so. The district number, you can reach us at 935-7242, and that's just our main office, and you can tell us what your issues are. If it's something pressing, we'll respond out there right away. If it's something that maybe the CLOs, the community liaison officers, Tracy and Carrie can deal with, we'll either, if they're working, they can take the call, or we refer it to them by email or phone, and they will respond and take whatever precautionary measures are necessary.
Awesome. And can you pass it to Chief and give the smoke detector number since they couldn't hear you?
Sure, absolutely. That smoke detector hotline number is 414-286-8980, and that's available in English and Spanish.
Thank you. And now we will go to the Milwaukee Public Library. And for those of you who do not know, we have a new library director, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I'm going to say this on her behalf. Being the very first African-American woman to hold this position, this is not only a historical moment, but this is a proud moment for our community. So I will let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the library.
Thank you so much, Alderwoman Lewis. That was wonderful. So yes, I'm Joan Johnson, Library Director, and the library helps people read, learn, and connect in so many different ways. And I'm only going to highlight a couple of things tonight. Otherwise, this would be a library meeting instead of Alderwoman Lewis's meeting, so I don't want to take over. So first of all, I do want to share some really good news, and that has to do with our pandemic response. We have been operating with reduced hours and limited services for the last year and a half, and I'm really excited to share with all that we are reinstating services and some hours. So as many of you may already know, we did reopen the collection, so it is possible now to come all the way into the library and go into the stacks and actually browse the shelves yourselves. So for those of you who didn't know that, that started a few weeks ago, and I wanted to make sure everyone's aware of that. And then beginning August 2nd, we are actually restoring some hours, and that includes bringing back a couple of evenings. So we're actually going to be open Monday and Tuesday from noon to 7, Wednesday and Thursday from 11 to 6, and then Friday and Saturday from 10 to 5. I want to make sure that if you are not, if you don't remember those hours, you can call 286-3000, or you can go to our website at www.mpl.org. Also, we are starting to do in-person programming again, but now it's actually starting to happen in person instead of just virtual. We will continue all of our virtual programs that we've had going for the last year, but some of our in-person programs are now happening outdoors only. We have an outdoor story time that started this month at 3 branches, and Good Hope is one of the branches. And the next outdoor story time here at Good Hope is August 18th. So wanted to make sure you are aware of that. And then, of course, we are in summer, so that means we have summer reading program going on right now as well. The programs for summer reading are pretty much still happening all virtually. So the reading logs and the programs are online, but we do have some book bundles and some craft activities that are available for pickup at every library. And then those are really designed to encourage learning through experience and discovery. And then instead of having prizes and coupons this year, we basically are giving away a free book to every participant. They're being distributed through our community partners. So everyone will get a free book, and you don't have to wait until the end of the summer to get that book. There's a Teen Summer Challenge this year, and it's the 2021 Teen Challenge theme is public art. There's a public art scavenger hunt going on right now. Teens can follow a customized learning track, and the programs will focus on reading, creating, and discovering. And then you can track your progress online, and then you can also engage with our digital programming and social media. The public arts scavenger hunt is really to help people get out of the house and walk around. You can even get free bus tickets to move around town. You can pick those up at your nearest library location. And then we also have adult summer reading. It's our book by book adult summer reading program. There's information about all of these programs, again, on our website at www.npl.org. And I really want to share with you another new exciting program that just started. I talked about how we help people read, learn, and connect, and we are all about helping people connect, especially since this pandemic started. We are very concerned about people who do not have connectivity. The library is working really hard to bring in more money to make it possible for people to connect on the internet, for those of you who don't have a way to do that. We doubled our hotspot program. We have about 500 hotspots, and we are now checking out Chromebooks. We have 25 Chromebooks at each library location available for checkout, and they can also be placed on hold. They can be checked out for 3 weeks, just like all other library material. And I invite anyone who wants to explore this program to please go online, check our catalog, or call 286-3000 to get more information, or come into any one of our locations to learn more about the Chromebook program.
Wow. So a lot of stuff happening at the library. So make sure you get involved and get the information that you need. And if you have any other questions and you missed the number, give us the number one more time.
That number is 414-286-3000.
Awesome. So now we have done an introduction to all of our department heads, and departments liaisons, and they will be here throughout the evening. But so if you have a question, you can feel free to type it in the chat. But we want to get to some really exciting news and developments that is happening right here in the new ninth. So new developments and new projects. And you might be wondering, we've got a couple extra people who we've got an extra person sitting at the table who had not had the opportunity to speak. And that's because we are saving her for the new development project. If you have driven up Bradley Road at any point, you saw a development happening. You saw the dirt being moved, the excavation happening, and I know everyone is wondering what is happening at Bradley Road. And so we have a representative from the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District to give us an introduction. And I believe we have a representative for New Testament Church available with us as well. So they are going to tag team the introduction of this project because it is going to blow your socks off, and it is truly an amazing project. So grab the mic. You're on this. Oh, there you go. And give us an introduction. Let us know a little bit about MMSD. And I'm sure you've all seen the MMSD logo around the city, and she'll give you a little overview of what that is. But then tell us about the development.
Sure. Thank you. So I'm Bree Pleer. I'm the Sustainability Manager for the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District. And I'm super excited that I got invited tonight to talk to you guys about some things that are near and dear to my heart, mostly stormwater, which a lot of people don't think about unless they're having an issue with it. And so the MMSD has a lot of really exciting things. We're trying to engage more on an individual level with residents across our entire service area, which the city of Milwaukee is a huge part of. And some of those things are trying to get people to help manage water where it falls. And as a part of that, we started this campaign that's called the Fresh Coast Guardians. And under that campaign, we have several different projects where we are trying to green up the city of Milwaukee and other areas that we serve. And so in 2020, we partnered with several different organizations, and one of them happened to be New Testament Church. And so we were really excited that this is the first project out the gate for what we are calling the Fresh Coast Protection Partnership. The Fresh Coast Protection Partnership is a really large project for us. It's our first $20 million what we call green infrastructure or stormwater that manages water where it falls project. And so what we're doing is we're trying to work with different community groups, private property owners, and also the city to try and make these spaces in the community green to hold stormwater, but also be activated spaces that residents and other folks in the area can use and enjoy. If you've ever been in the city of Milwaukee in the summer, you know it's hot. We need some more green space. We need more trees. And we're also really interested in protecting the health of our local rivers, streams, and of course, Lake Michigan. So when we teamed up with New Testament, this was a very unique project for us. There's a lot of land right around the church area, and we were really interested in getting some major stormwater capacity or holding gallons in that area. And we've been working with Miss Dinah Gant, who's on the screen with us tonight. She has been our project champion pushing this project from the beginning. She has really helped us connect better with the church. And there's some additional projects that are going on the site, which I'll let Dinah talk about if she wants to. But essentially, the project at New Testament, which you've probably seen on the corner of Bradley Road, the construction for it kicked off in May of this year, and it should hopefully be done this fall. And it's going to be a very large constructed wetland, which is really important because the Little Menominee River runs through that piece of property, and that will help with downstream flooding issues. It will help to improve water quality, and it will also help to preserve some of that space to be open and usable, not only for the congregation at the church, but the students at the academy that is attached to the church, and also be an amenity for other folks in the community that are in and around that area. And that wetland is going to capture over 1.86 million gallons of water every time it rains once it's ready. And that's a huge, huge amount of water. And this is a really big step forward. I can't stress enough the importance of the New Testament project being the first one out of the gate for us. This is super exciting. And so Dinah, I will pass it over to you if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Bree, for being there, because I did not want to deal with the technical issues associated with this project. Again, I am
Ms. Dinah. Yes, there we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about that. I didn't think that I could control that myself. So I really do appreciate Bree being there, because I did not want to deal with the technical aspect of this project. New Testament Church actually hired me in 2019. Well, actually, I'm a consultant. In 2019 for the buildings and grounds. They have 65 acres of land there on the northwest side. The constructed wetlands is in the upper 30 acres. as I call it. Um, when I was working with some other areas on that site, I realized that they, based on my previous job, there was an opportunity possibly with MMSD. So I reached out to MMSD. They had a designer get back to us and make a presentation to the elder board there at New Testament Church. And New Testament Church, again, is not a commercial operation, as you probably know. It is a faith-based organization that has a child care and a school and a congregation that has been in that area for 30 years. A lot of people don't know that they own that 65 acres of land because they've only been utilizing the maybe 10, well, actually 5 acres of it for their facility. I guess what I would like to say in support of New Testament Church, it is not easy to work with a government organization to allow someone to use your property for a significant period of time for benefit of others, mainly because of all the legal ramifications. So I would like to actually give a shout out to New Testament Church of Milwaukee for actually agreeing to participate in this project. Again, New Testament Church, because of its size, had already handled its stormwater on the site via detention bonds and other infrastructure issues. So again, it is a private property. One of the things that people tend to think about churches is that, well, they don't pay taxes anyway. I would like to let you know that that is not true. For the 30 years New Testament Church has been there, they probably average $40,000 a year in taxes and have been. So only a maximum of 30 acres of land are allowed to be tax exempt for a religious faith-based organization. So they're one of your significant taxpayers. I am not a member of New Testament Church, by the way. I've learned a lot by dealing with the elders and the pastors there. We don't tend to do business the same way that I was used to in the 40 years that I worked in engineering. However, they have listened intently, voted, in a way to allow this community to utilize their property to handle stormwater issues for that watershed. So I'm not sure. I'm glad, as I said, I'm glad that Bree is here. Not sure of anything else that I can contribute,
Yes.
but
if you or Bree can talk about the activities that will be available at that particular site, so we can let the residents know once this project is done, what you can actually do on the project, on the property.
Okay, from New Testament's point of view, I will have to say, again, this is private property and they've been there for 30 years. There are some legal issues with regard to access to that site, mainly because of criminal activities that have been occurring on the site and the requirements that who's liable, okay? The project of the green infrastructure, however, I am meeting in a week or so with the school director there, child care director, and some evangelical groups. Again, it is a church, to see how they will be going about opening the site or bringing people to the site. Right now, we have people who think that they can walk their dogs anytime they want. We have motorcycle people who feel that they can test their bikes on the grounds. We have people who do target practice on the 65 acres of land. Okay, so the issue for us right now, it is something that has to be, New Testament does have a lawyer. Again, the 30 acres of land that New Testament will include the green infrastructure. Bree was probably trying to mention something else that's coming down the pike, but there's an additional 30 5 acres of land, how also that New Testament owns, that we're hoping to partnership with the new owner that will be open to the public. Again, the green infrastructure will be accessible, hopefully with people coming to New Testament requesting the tours. You know, there are people who think that we've been building a golf course out there. You know, there's all kind of, you know, so I guess what I'm saying is that I can't speak totally to how the access issues and the programs are for the public on the New Testament's private property because of a number of reasons. However, we do know that through the school system, we're hoping to reach out, and I'm hoping that people won't be offended by the fact that it is a church. You know, you're going to hear evangelism if you come on a church grounds. So again, there's not. I just want to give kudos to New Testament Church because environmental justice is something that I've been a sticker for all of my career, the 40-some years that I worked. I worked in stormwater, I worked in drinking water, and I worked in sanitary. So I'm excited. I'm also excited that New Testament allowed me to take them through this process.
Thank you, Ms. Dinah. I appreciate you giving us the update. So we will hold off on the public announcement of the activities that will be available unless.
So there's a lot of other things that MMSD can offer for the public. We do, through the Fresh Coast Resource Center, offer workshops for rain barrels and rain gardens. We actually partner quite a bit with Milwaukee Public Libraries, and they have been so gracious to host us in the libraries when they were open, but also online. So that's usually a place where you can check out to see if we have any available workshops. And through those workshops, the rain barrel workshops, we give away free rain barrels for each of the attendants that comes. The rain garden workshops that we do to try and encourage people to capture that stormwater on their property at home. Those we also have 2 plant sales every single year, and the next one is coming up this fall. So we will start scheduling some more of those rain garden workshops to help individual residents plan and pick out their plants for a rain garden. And if you wanted to call the Fresh Coast Resource Center, you can. If you have questions about, maybe if you want to disconnect your downspout, we can help direct you to different folks at the city. We can also talk to you about rain barrels. We can talk to you about different stormwater things. You may have seen bioswales along the streets in the city of Milwaukee. We're happy to talk to folks about that kind of stuff all the time. And so the phone number for the Fresh Coast Resource Center is 414-225-2222. Otherwise, you can find us on Facebook. We're the Fresh Coast Guardians on Facebook. You can also check out MMSD on Facebook. And it's going to rain tonight, I think, so save up the water. Don't do the laundry and don't do the dishes tonight. Let that hang out till tomorrow. So, thank you.
And I'd like to add,
Well,
Bree,
thank you so much, Ms. Dinah. And thank you, Bree, for that introduction and the overview. So it sounds as if we will come back and give you the full aspect of what the New Testament property will be for the entire district to enjoy. And so since we're right over there in that area, we'll talk about if you have not seen the brand new stadium at Vincent High School. This was a huge development that took us a little bit to get done, but now it is a very college level UAA type of stadium. And so we are super proud about that, in addition to the agriculture program that is over there. So if you haven't noticed, there is a theme. We're trying to not only with the charrette, it was purposeful to turn over the empty buildings, but also do it with a new lens and a new focus so that we can imagine what the new ninth could be and can turn into. And so we are excited that we're starting to see some walkable spaces. We're starting to see green infrastructure coming and agriculture, so that we can be not only just an entertainment district like we once were, but so much more than that. And so I'm really excited about that. So if you have not had the opportunity to see the new the new stadium, make sure you go check it out and take a walk because it is there for you. And then we are going to talk about a few new restaurants because that was a big thing that we lost a lot of restaurants with the closure of Northridge Mall. And so now if you're looking for food, there are options. You saw one, a couple of them in the video. We could not combine everything in the video, otherwise we'd be here for an hour and a half. So we are just going to touch on a few, which is Ray's Cafe. It took over for the old Schlossky's Deli on 68th and Brown Deer Road. So if you're looking for healthy options, it's right there for you in the district, as well as a Mexican flair because it is owned by an amazing Hispanic couple. And so they added a little bit of the Latin flair with the healthy eating. So make sure that you go ahead and check them out if you haven't already. And right in that same corner, Perkins Boys on the Grill. So if you need a little soul food in your life, you can get some right there. And then we have, and I'll just reiterate, El Tenampa's on 107th and Good Hope Road. And then we have the Cream City Boxing, which actually does house food as well on 52nd and Mill Road. So we are bringing food back to the district in addition to all of those other things. Now, talk about new developments. We see, I know if you drive 76th Street, you'll see a couple of buildings that seem like they're under construction, seem like something is going on. So the old car dealership, I believe it was a Russ Darrow, is now Douglas Dynamics. They are located right behind that building. They have acquired that Russ Darrow for expansion. So we are turning over our vacancies. So as you're driving, I want you to pay attention to the fact that we are growing and we are evolving as we go. And then if you come back towards Good Hope Road on 76th Street, you'll see that the old car dealership, another car dealership, that's Car Dealership Row, is being turned over for a new Reed's Golden Gate Funeral Home. It's going to be a massive combining of the funeral homes, as well as an ability to house the services there. It is a fairly large property, so this is going to be a huge development. So of course we know that the unfortunate incident, the unfortunate passing of Mr. Reed, so it paused a little bit, the development, but that is what is coming. And the sign, if you drove past, you saw that they put the sign up that it's coming. So we are turning over our vacancies. So if you hear someone say that we've got all these empty buildings, I want you to ask them, have they seen this state of the district this year? Number one. But number two, do they know what has actually come to that space? So I want to make sure that we all are educated and we are in the know because there is a lot of work happening. My team has been working overtime to make sure that we are getting things done right here in the new Ninth. And in addition to that, we have Johnson's Park. So COVID knocked us out a little bit, but now we are back in the saddle. And we have a new RFP that is going out so that we can get what we have been looking for and hoping for at that space. And you can log in at the end of this. You can go check out the website and see the full overview of what the charrette looks like. And I tell you, it is still underway. COVID may have paused us, but we're still building off of that charrette right now as we speak. And so we have not only that, we have Sellers, the old Walmart, the old Sam's Club, my apologies, the old Sam's Club has turned over into a global organization. They are housed in the district already, and they expanded into that space, and they are a global leader in their space. So I want you to make a note of how many global headquarters are right here in the new Ninth. So we always talk about property taxes and we talk about the vacancies. Well, I want you to know that employers see the value of being in the new Ninth and they are expanding. And that comes with local jobs right here in in our backyard, in our community, and in the city. So, and these are well and above family sustaining wages, and they are really, really good employers. So I want to shout each and every one of them out. They've been doing a phenomenal job hiring right from our backyard and right from our city, and not going outside to find local talent to put them to work. So we are bringing jobs, 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 as well as a reimagination of a whole bunch of other stuff. Because what we don't want is to live here and then have to go everywhere else for what we need. We want a live, work, play model, and that is what we've been striving for in the new ninth. So a few legislation updates, and then we get to some exciting announcements and then open it up for a Q&A. We have, just so if you didn't know what's been going on in the office, I want to let you know a few updates of legislation that impacts you. If you live in the city of Milwaukee, it will impact you. So the first one is our universal basic income. I'm very proud to have sponsored that legislation. 2 years ago, we've been working even through COVID to ensure that we have the ability to lift up our families, not just our low income families, but our two parent household families that are middle class and still living check to check. That is a real thing that we do not talk about. The middle class needs support as well. And so this program is for both segments of the community, and I'm super proud about that. If you want more information, you can check our website, our city page, and look into that and get more information on that. And it's coming. It is coming soon. In addition to that, we have our unarmed first responders program, which is specifically focused on mental health crises, as well as other nuisance things that should not require a law enforcement response. We want our officers to do the job that they were sworn to do, and to be there to respond to those incidences that they are needed at, and not those ones where some of our other departments can handle. And so super proud about that particular legislation. The task force has launched, and we will be taking the next 12 months to reimagine what policing looks like in our city. Then we saw the tiny homes. I just wanted to give a quick announcement about the tiny homes. We have officially closed on that property, and building will happen hopefully in September. We're going through the process right now so that we can get permits and things, and construction can happen. But here's where you come into play. If you want to help to either donate or to build a tiny home, you have that opportunity to do so. So I know a lot of you want to get involved, and here's a way you can roll up your sleeves and get involved in building a tiny home for a veteran. It is an exciting opportunity. So if you want more information, make sure that you either log in to the website or call our office, and we can get you connected. So shout out to everyone working on that project, because it is, one, historical, but two, it is something that it's the least that we can do for our veterans. And then the Office of Veterans Affairs, the first ever city office specifically geared towards veterans, is underway. We will be announcing all of the details very, very soon, but we are super excited about this. This is not going to be a silo project. This is going to be a conduit. We are the city of Milwaukee. We should have a veterans office that is going out and providing resources and making sure that we are connecting our veterans to the community and the resources that they need. So this is one that is near and dear to my heart, being a 9/11 Air Force veteran, but it's also something that we can talk about, that we can, for years to come, that we are supporting our veterans. So that is exciting. And the Fletcher Project, we announced that a little bit ago, but I will say, give an update on that. The pandemic kind of knocked that project out, but there is hope, because we have new interest in that property. And so we are hoping to have an announcement very soon of what that's going to look like. And it's going to be amazing. As long as we don't lose this developer, it is going to be an amazing project. and something that is going to edify the community. So I'm truly excited about that. So be on the lookout for that. And then we have announced the Clover Nook Park has opened. It is a, if you are over by Acacia, off of 76 and Acacia side of the district, you will see a brand new park. It has a splash pad as well as a brand new playground. And that is just phase one. Phase two is coming. And so we are super excited that we have activities for our young people. And that is what's needed, especially in the era of COVID, where we were, as Dr. Joan was talking about, we were locked up. And so now we need to make sure that connectivity can happen. And what better way to do that than outside on a playground? So if you have not been there, drive by, because you'll really enjoy the time that your children will spend there. And then we will talk about a little, just briefly, an update on the marijuana legislation. I know you may have seen it, and if not, now you know. We are working on, I'm proud to be the lead sponsor on working on eliminating the tickets, which causes a unnecessary pipeline to prison for small amounts of personal use. It's not legal in the city, but if you are in your private space and that's what you're choosing to do, then that is something that should not put you in jail. And so we're diligently working on that piece of legislation, and we are excited that it is moving forward with an entire process so that we can get this one right, and hoping that Wisconsin can be poised to have legalization and decriminalization. Why is it important to you, whether you want to partake or not? Because it is over $160 million that we are leaving on the table every single year. And so what that means is roads. What that means is improving our roads, improving our education, improving access to other necessary items. And so that is why it is important that we have that conversation. And with that, I'm going to do a few short announcements while we have 2 minutes before we open it up for Q&A. And then we will open it up and see how this goes. So we have our health department commissioner. And if you want to just come quickly, grab a mic and give us an update on where we are with our COVID response, in addition to anything new that is pertaining to the health department, any resources, let us know, and we're all ears.
Thank you, Alderwoman Lewis. Thanks for having me, and I'm sorry that I'm crashing the party. So as everyone's aware, our COVID numbers are continuing to rise. We're really asking that people mask while they're indoors, whether or not they're vaccinated. We have a back to school health fair on Friday at Barack Obama School, and next Friday at the Southside Health Center, where we'll be vaccinating kids, all immunizations for children and adults. So we'll have COVID vaccine for anyone over the age of 12. So we please encourage families to attend. We really want our kids to go back to school so they can go back to school healthy and be in school all year. My children have been home for 17 months, not that I'm counting, but I'm really looking forward to them going back. In addition, this is really just we really, again, I know Alderwoman Lewis has been a huge champion of the vaccine effort, so please take time to get it done. We are thinking and looking at incentives for vaccine as well. I'm not quite ready to announce it, but we're really hopeful that that will happen within the next week or two. And that is it for my updates. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And so I appreciate that, Commissioner. Thank you for all of the hard work. I know you're coming in the tail end of COVID and you're just diving right in. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. All right, so with that, it is 7 o'clock and we have 30 minutes and we will be wrapping up in 30 minutes. And so I want to turn it over to Deborah Moore, the illustrious Deborah Moore. So if you ever call my office, 414-286-2868. I can never remember my number. If you ever call, you will get the wonderful Deborah Moore, who is the heartbeat of our office. She is the arms and the legs of our office. And so I'm really, really grateful that we have a phenomenal person behind the scenes. So if you ever reach out to the office, make sure you thank Deborah, because she makes sure that we can get the things done right here in the district. So Deborah, thank you so much for your hard work.
Thank you, Alderwoman.
All right, do we have any questions?
We do have one question. It is, there's a problem with drivers going through and around the new cul-de-sac on Servite Drive. Are there any plans to remedy this? The lawn and grass on the east side is severely damaged.
So that is something that we are definitely taking a look at. And for those of you who do not know, Servite Drive has a cul-de-sac. There was a closure that the community requested. And so unfortunately, what we can't do is legislate behavior. People break the law all the time. And it is mind-boggling to see that people are now driving on sidewalks. It's something that I didn't think that I would ever see. But that is a real concern for us, and that's something that we have been actively working on, not just there at Servite Drive, but across the city. This is a citywide issue, and we and MPD, I'll turn it over for you, Lieutenant, for you to talk about the reckless driving task force, because this is all under that auspice, and we need to talk about how people can get involved and what they can do if they see something like that, but how we can band together as a city, because this, contrary to belief, this is not something that legislators can do alone. We can write the laws, but we need everyone to help to enforce them, because if it's your family member, if it's someone that you know that's dumping, that's reckless driving, or that's doing something else that is illegal, I'll give you a little nugget. You can call Crime Stoppers, is another program that I am so excited that I was able to sponsor the legislation and do the creation of Crime Stoppers along with some amazing people. And so you can call that number anonymously if you see something. If you don't want to report it, this is a truly anonymous way for you to let someone know, and it will get to MPD through a system so that they can't capture your information and show up, even though they tend to do that sometimes. But this is a truly way for you to be anonymous. And Lieutenant, you can talk a little bit about reckless driving, and if you can grab the mic.
Yeah, so reckless driving, as you all know, has been a prevalent problem in not only our district, but our city. What the acting chief Norman has done recently was he enacted the traffic safety unit. So that unit is comprised of several officers and supervisors, and they go to different locations throughout the city each day and to police those areas specifically for the reckless driving issues that we've been having. You mentioned ways to contact us and notify us about those issues. The most common way is by calling us. If it's obviously an emergency, you use 911. Non-emergency, use 935-4444. Report whatever issue you have. And that's important because we can broadcast that information out to all the squads in whatever area, so they can, if they're in that area, either responding to a call or just happen to be driving by, then they can take whatever action is necessary. And then the traffic safety unit, again, they're all over the city, so they may be in a different location. However, what you as a community can do is reach out to them. They have a website, which, correct me if I'm wrong, MilwaukeePoliceTSU.org. And you guys can actually specify a specific location utilizing that website that they will focus on. So I think being able to have that input as a member of the community is invaluable. And it helps us because we can't be everywhere at once. So that's another option for you guys to utilize to help us help you.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions?
Yes. This is exciting news about the new development, but what about quality shopping centers in our area? Also, will the old Joann Fabrics turn into a one-stop shop like Sherman Phoenix?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked that question. It is a part of our video, our earlier video where we announced the Granville connection. So we are super, super excited about that process. It has been 2-3 years in the making. And so it is going to be a Sherman Phoenix model, a little bit larger, 45 businesses under one roof. And if you missed the Jazz and Blues Festival a week or so ago, you missed a treat, number one. But number two, that is going to continue even with the Granville connection opening up. So we are going to highlight that entertainment space in addition to having small businesses come under one roof to provide retail as well as food and services. So if you're interested in getting to become a part of the Granville Connection, we do have a few spaces left that are available. So go to granvillebusiness.org. You can click the link after this video. You can Google, or you can call the office and we can get you connected. But this is something that is super exciting because as we are looking at reimagining shopping centers across the country, with the boom of the internet shopping and Amazon taking over everything, we have to reimagine what shopping looks like. And so it's no longer the 1 million square feet shopping centers that are taking over. If you look at Bayshore as well as Southridge, you see the change. So Northridge, unfortunately, was the first, the first of its kind to make that transition. But that is why we are continuing to imagine what we can do and staying ahead of the curve instead of being behind the curve. So shopping will return back to the new 9th with the Granville Connection, in addition to some more restaurants and services. So there are some amazing businesses around the Brown Deer corridor. We just saw, we have a brand new doggy daycare. I'm super, super excited to have that addition in the district. So we're ever growing. That's why we are the new 9th. Any other questions, Deborah?
The next one is a comment. I would like to see some of the relief funds given to Milwaukee from this stimulus package go towards repairing the roads, cleaning the streets, and towards the lead lines for homeowners.
Mm-hmm. And I will agree with you. And that is definitely something that we are working on. There is an infrastructure bill that is in the the federal legislature right now that's being negotiated, which will help to allow municipalities the ability to reconstruct and do some major infrastructure overhaul. So hopefully that will get passed. What I will tell you is to call your senator and your congressperson and let them know that you support it. Not just the Democratic ones that are pushing this, but your Republican counterparts as well, their counterparts as well, so that we can get an infrastructure bill passed. Because our dollars, albeit it's a large number, it's in 2 payments. So just so you know, it's in 2 payments, but it's also to do some imagination completely citywide. And so focusing in on one area alleviates the ability to do some other work in other areas. So what we have to do is make sure that we are leveraging all dollars that are available to us and then pushing for specific infrastructure dollars. So I hear you, I agree with you, and that is something that we are working hard to do. We are implementing a process by which we disseminate information and receive information from the community so that we can get your feedback and your ideas and your concerns, which is another reason why I failed to mention the mental health survey. We are going to be doing a city countywide mental health survey just to understand what the gaps are, what the needs are in our community so that we don't miss something. Because we all had our own individual experience during this pandemic and no 2 experiences were alike. So we need to make sure that we are touching every part of our community and listening and understanding what those needs are. So be on the lookout for that. We are on break in August, so we won't have that conversation until September, but it's coming.
Okay, we do have another question. What is being done to get more police resources? I called the non-emergency number and had to wait 48 minutes for someone to answer, only to be told that there were no squads available.
So as far as what is being done, I can't speak on that. However, what a lot of people don't know is that calls for service are ranked by priority. There's priority 1 through 4, and obviously the priority 1 calls are the serious ones, the ones that loss of life or serious crimes or something like that. So a lot of times that calls do wait on the board for an extended period of time. It's because that the officers are dealing with the higher priority calls. Not to say that your call isn't important, but they're just dispatched in a different order. So an armed robbery and your call may have come at the same time. They're automatically going to send them to the armed robbery, and that takes up multiple resources. So one thing that we do to kind of mitigate that is we have officers calling callers that have been waiting for a long period of time to see if there are different avenues that we can take to address your concern. So I apologize that you did have a long wait time, but we are working together with the members of the community and members within our department on trying to reduce those wait times.
And that's another reason why we are looking at the unarmed first responders program through the task force, because we want to allow their time for MPD to be able to be focused on actual responses that they need to address, and not something that DPW or DNS can address. So this is why it's important to have that conversation and to literally take a look at calls for service and how we are responding to those particular calls for service. So we're working on it, and I know it's definitely an issue that we are all feeling, but know that that is something as a priority for us as the council.
Okay, next question is, any plans to resurface Bradley Road between the 87th and 91st Street? They are very rough from the added truck traffic in the industrial area.
Well, I will say that is on the list. We are working currently with the DPW commissioner to receive funding for that, which is one of the reasons why we are really pushing for the infrastructure bill, because that is going to be costly. What people don't realize is the tanks under the ground are sinking. And so it is causing more than just a gap in the road. It is a total reconstruction that needs to happen. So this is larger than just a fill it and keep moving project. This is a massive reconstruction that has to happen. But while we are doing that, we are taking a look at street calming measures, because it bridges right to 91st Street, which we know is a high accident area. So we are doing all that we can right now to assess the situation, and then try to do some, in the meantime, calming measures, but then also some long-term measures. But it's going to be a very costly project, so we're looking to figure out where the funds can come from.
Okay, next question. What is being done to control the businesses on 76 and Good Hope Road? The music is loud, foul, and unacceptable. My house is a half mile away and I can hear the foul music, not to mention the crazy traffic that the businesses are creating.
Agreed. And that's definitely something that we've been working on, the traffic issue when the businesses are open and having events and parties. Would you want to talk about it? No? Okay. Please. Yes. And you get to see Officer Carrie and Officer Tracy, our community liaison officers who are amazing and help work with us, work with businesses and residents every single day. And can you pass a mic? Mm-hmm. 76th Street traffic control, the businesses, the events. So in particular, traffic and noise.
So we actually, with Alderwoman Lewis, met with a few of the businesses that this is concerning, and we are working on a plan. They actually had cut down their capacity for the last month and a half-ish. So actually, we haven't even been receiving complaints much anymore regarding the traffic or the music. But if you are seeing that, feel free to call the non-emergency line, and I'll give you that number, which is 933-4444.
Thank you for that. And I will just like to add that in addition to reducing the capacity, they also hired some security to help to manage that. And they're partnered with MPD as much as they can to help with traffic control and calming as well. So it is an effort that we have been working on actively. So thank you. Next.
And that is all we have at this
All right. So this is perfect timing. I love it. So we will close out with just a few announcements, but before you ladies move from your seats, if there are any announcements that you would like to give before I jump into our announcements, I will give you the floor.
So next Wednesday, we're having our National Night Out.
3 to 7 at 7801 West Acacia Street, St. Peter's Church. It's a huge event. There's food, games, resources, entertainment. It's an all-around good time. So if you can, come on out and join us. And I think that's it for events we got going on right now.
All right, thank you for that. I will give you one thing that we mentioned earlier, which was Crime Stoppers. So if you want to announce, so if you want to announce, if you want to report a crime anonymously, truly anonymously, I want to reiterate that. And then have the opportunity to receive a tip. If you're a reward, if your tip is successful, you can call Crime Stoppers at 224-TIPS, TIPS. So that's 224-8477, 224-8477. Now for the district event announcements. So now that we are sort of, hopefully, the commissioner is still here, so sort of hopefully, on the other side of COVID, sort of hopefully, we can have outdoor events. Okay, she's nodding yes. So that means Harvest Fest is coming back. I'm so excited to be hosting Harvest Fest once again. It's in October at the Vincent High School. We open up Vincent High School to the community and allow them to see the amazing agriculture program and culinary program. If you have not known, there are animals housed at Vincent High School, and they added horses. So we always open it up, and it's an amazing family-friendly time, family-friendly event for you, free. All you got to do is just come out and join us. So you'll see the signs being posted. We are finalizing details. We're a little bit behind planning because of COVID. So, but we are making sure that we give this to the community again this year because it's backed by popular demand. So be on the lookout for Harvest Fest. It's going to be in early October. And then we have a movie night, a drive-up movie night that is being planned for September. Everyone's asking, what are we going to do for the families? What are we going to do for the children? So this is going to be a way for us to get out and enjoy some outdoor activities, some food, some fun, some music, and just have some wholesome fun. So be on the lookout for that. And might I add, if you are not connected with the office and getting monthly updates or announcements, make sure you call the office 414-286-2868 or email me and get connected via email at chantia.lewis@milwaukee.gov. chantia.lewis@milwaukee.gov. And then in December, we will have our second annual Christmas toy drive giveaway. And so that was hugely successful last year. We wanted to help meet a need during COVID because we knew people were struggling, and we wanted to make sure the children had a great Christmas, and it was amazing. So a huge shout out to our district businesses who stepped up to the plate and donated toys and funds to be able to provide it to our new 9th residents. And it was on a first come, first serve, and it was hugely successful. We were able to provide toys to over 300 families, and we were just so proud. So be on the lookout for that. And then we have a drive-through job fair coming up August 19th from noon to 4, right at the new SDC satellite office. And it is located at 9155 North 76th Street. So a drive-through job fair this August 19th from noon to 4, 9155 North 76th Street. Make sure you show up because we have amazing employers in the district that are paying very, very well and providing benefits to their employees. So don't miss out on this. And then we will be having a scavenger hunt coming. We'll be announcing that soon. We want to get people out before it gets cold and we get cooped up again. So this is going to be a new night scavenger hunt that we can't wait to share the details. So be on the lookout for that. And then we have a youth council vacancy. So this is anyone who is in high school from 9th grade to 12th grade. You can help run the council, the youth council, with me as representing this district. So if you're interested, if you're a young person is interested in city government, how it works and what they can do to get involved, this is the position for you. So email me a resume, give us a call. My email again is shantia.lewis@milwaukee.gov, and my phone number is 286-2868. So if you want to get your young person involved and help them to expand their wings, this is a great place to start. And I will tell you, we are one of the only youth councils in the city, in the country, that actually allocates a budget for our youth council to provide specifically for the young people. So make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity. And with that, I do believe we have one more announcement, which is our Granville Advisory Committee. We formed this committee to ensure that the community always has a seat at the table when we are talking about development and reimagination of the district. So if you are a 9th District resident and you would like to get involved and help make decisions on projects and developments coming into the new 9th, send me a resume, give us a call so we can see if you are a great fit. We will train you and give you all of the necessary tools. But what we want more than anything is a resident giving us a feedback and a voice to what this district will eventually become. So with that, we are going to say thank you so much for joining us for today, for this year's 2021 State of the District. I hope some amazing information was shared that got you fired up, ready to go, and excited to be a part of the new 9th, and to, one, get engaged, stay involved, and then two, to make sure that you are promoting the work that we are doing. Why? Because this was a Herculean effort for us to get to the point that we are from what we inherited. So this video will be uploaded and you can check out the link and you can share. So until next year, I want to say thank you for joining us and have a great day.